Yeah, yeah. Yeah, all right. All right, all right, all right. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube, and look at this. Look at this. If I can switch the damn camera, there we go. A little bit of green is starting to show back up. Look at this. Some of that rain has helped bring some of the green back. Wow. It's a beautiful day here in Redwood City, California, where I live. It's about 60 degrees right now. That's going to be the high for today. And there's just a very, very slight wind, probably about maybe 2 to 3 miles per hour. I'm running into a lot of people, so I'm just waiting for people to pass on by so I can pass through and not interrupt them and not interrupt the show. Hey, Holly, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. That sun is right in my face here. Yeah, it's day 13 of the 30-day life-changing positivity challenge out here on YouTube, right here on Coach Eli, 2 authentic live streams. I have a very, 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 very important show today. For people that truly are tired of negativity, are tired of drama, are tired of hate, personally, professionally, online, offline, I'm going to tackle it all here today. I've kind of tackled this before in the past, but I'm going to tackle it again because, some people need to hear the same thing 100 times before it initially starts to settle in. And then maybe another 100 times for them to fully understand what the best course of action is. Hey, babe, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally is here, my lady. Speaking of which, my lady asked me, are we going to do a show tonight, babe? Like, here's the cool thing. Like, when you're just a cool person, whether you're a man or a woman, if you're just, like, really cool and down to earth and don't put pressure on people, push them into doing things, they're more prone to want to offer to do things for you. Guys, that's a lesson you should learn with your girlfriends or your wives, right? Like I've always said, it is always better in your relationship, whether you're married or dating someone. It is always better when whatever you do is more of the lady's idea, because when it becomes her idea, even if it's your idea, it's just going to be much easier. Let me put it to you that way. Why? You know why. I always say it, you know why. Because women are emotional beings and they respond to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling in the present moment. You can make plans with a woman and have something all set up, and if their emotions flip, the moment you go pick her up to go on that weekend getaway, she may not feel like going anymore, or she may feel like going somewhere else. And that's at that point you say, baby, I've already spent about $5 on the room for a couple of days. When I say $5, you folks know what I mean, 500, right? It's non-refundable, baby. Oh, okay. I've had that happen a few times in the past, and I've always been able to turn it around because it's, you've already invested the money. Babe, why didn't you tell me, you didn't want to go? Well, I did want to go. I just, just kind of feeling a little off. I'm feeling a little out of it. Oh, baby, I can't get a refund. Okay, I'll do my best to get through the weekend. Well, I mean, if you're really, really not feeling well, then hey, we can take the hit. No, let's go. And then it ends up being a great trip, right? If mama ain't happy, nobody is happy, says Holly. And my lady says, truth, Holly. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. Once men learn to understand relationship principles, right? It's very simple on how to, turn around any situation where, your lady may change her mind. And you have to understand that women are going to change their mind all the time based on how they're feeling in the present moment. Because what matters to women is how they feel. All day, every day, 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 366 on leap year. That's all you have to understand as a man. You have to put yourself in their shoes and understand their communication style, understand their emotions, their feelings, wants, and needs. Guys always ask, what do women want? What do women want? It's not about what women want. It's about how they feel, right? It's about how they feel about you. Doesn't matter how you feel about them or what you think of them. It matters how they feel about you. That's it. Today's show is going to be a good one. It's going to be interesting. Day 13 of the 30-day life-changing positivity challenge. We're going to be talking about, on the title, I put ignore poop disturbers. Ignore poop disturbers. I can't put shit in the title because it'll get demonetized, but occasional profanity in a video is okay, as long as it's used in the right context, but in the title, it'll get you demonetized. So today, we're going to be talking about ignoring shit disturbers. And I'm talking about ignoring shit disturbers in all aspects of our lives or your life, right? Online and offline. And it just so happens to be that most shit disturbers, online are on YouTube because they have become a shit disturber to use that as their form of content to entertain their audience and to make money doing it. Right? And I continue to see a lot of that out here on YouTube. Like half of YouTube is doing that. And I know there are a lot of people that are wondering, wow, why is this really happening? What's really going on here? Hey, Ricardo. How you doing, bro? Welcome to the show. What's going on, man? Holly's Haunting and Happening says, hello at Ricardo. So a lot of people ask, why is this happening? Why are people doing these things? How are they getting away with this? What's really going on here? How can we get this to stop? Why won't YouTube stop it, right? There's only one way. There's only one way to get it to stop. And it's in the title. It's to ignore poop disturbers, aka shit disturbers. Ignore shit disturbers. You see, a shit disturber is somebody that is fueled by the reactions they're able to get from other people, right? It's kind of like, if you don't put gas in your car. I'm not talking about electric cars. I'm not into electric cars. But in regular gas-powered cars, right? If you don't put fuel into your car, it's not going to run. In the same ways, if you don't put fuel into these creators that are creating this type of content, their car won't run. They won't be able to run. They've got nothing without you pouring your fuel into them. Is that the real Mr. Unknown? Mr. Unknown, is that the real you? If that is the real Mr. Unknown, let him stay, because, how are you, man? Is that the real you? Hey, Holly, can you go over to Mr. Unknown's channel, or babe, go over to Mr. Unknown's channel. Make sure that's the real him, because I would love to talk with him. That's him. That's him. That's the real guy. Hey, dude, I'm actually glad you're here, man. Yeah, and I'll talk about this because it's comical, dude. Because, we're all about positivity, and so are you. I actually heard your conversation with that wisdom dude, that Muslim dude from overseas, right? That young guy that thinks he, has a lot more knowledge than you and I that are older and more mature and wiser. Let's say that. Let's say that. I was going to say we're older Fs, the F word. I try not to say it as much on the monetized channel. We're older and wiser guys, and you got this dude in his early 20s that wanted to come on your panel and try to come off like he has more wisdom than someone twice his age. I do believe you're around my age, right, Mr. Unknown? I'm going to be 49 next month, dude. You're in your 40s, right, if I remember correctly? I have your back 100. So do I, bro. So do I. And I'm glad you're here, dude, because I actually saw what happened. I don't have a whole lot of time for drama anymore, right? But I'll catch some stuff every now and then because I really want to work with good, reasonable people. I'll get to the chat in a second here. So, and this is the hilarious thing, Mr. Unknown. I know you've been around the block with a lot of these people, and it's basically people just, being shit disturbers on purpose because that's the only way they can get attention and traction and have any kind of an audience on YouTube. Because if they could do it differently like you and I do, they would, right? And this wisdom dude, I'll talk about him today here because I normally don't, but you're here and I want to address the fact that I've got your back and I think you're a good guy, and I honestly feel you handled yourself quite well. Because all that guy's trying to do is stir up the pot to get a reaction. That's it. It's really funny, brother. Anything for clout. Right, because they can't get it any other way, bro. That's all it is. See, you and I can sit here and talk about life's principles and our experiences and share why these people are doing these stupid things on YouTube, right? And that's content. We're sharing content. We're basing it off of our personal experience. And then these guys are trying to come in and say, you don't know what you're talking about, Coach Eli. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no experience. You're a failure, right? Mr. Unknown, it's been said around YouTube that I do the best impression of that 20-year-old Muslim gentleman across the seas. Oh, Coach Eli. Cook, like C-O-O-K, like a chef, right? Right? I'm Coach Eli. I'm Skeleton, by the way. Oh, right on. Welcome, Grim Reaper. There's a lot to talk about, so I'm going to try to not miss anyone in the chat, but if I miss your comment, please repost it. So the only thing you can do, folks, and I'm doing this again as part of the 30-day positivity challenge here, because a lot of good people get involved with these types of creators thinking that there's going to be upside, because when you go to their live streams, they have hundreds of people there, right? And you think that if you get involved with them, you're going to be able to leverage their audience, right? Well, first of all, even if you could leverage their audience, why would you want the audience? Unless, you're just like them and you have no real purpose out here, so you have to make the purpose of your channel being a shit disturber just to get attention and make money. Unless that's your purpose too, then there's no upside for you, right? The only upside is for them, because if they can crawl under your skin and get you to react in any capacity and keep a back and forth going, right, no matter what happens, they're going to continue to be able to entertain their audience and monetize, that content, your content you're giving them at your expense. It's the bottom line, right? Now I'm going to share some things that I've actually seen over the last few days. Again, I'm not really that involved in the YouTube drama sector or anything, and I'm not even looking at it from a drama standpoint. I'm just looking at it from, a shit disturber standpoint, right? There are a couple things I've seen lately that just, first of all, make me wonder why. Give me a second here. I got some people passing by. That make me wonder why YouTube continues to keep these channels monetized that are creating this type of content. Well, it's because they're making money, and YouTube and Google want to make money, but these channels blatantly violate the terms of service. And these channels are still up. I'll share that in just a second. Let me go through the chat first. By the way, you're doing good for your content. Well, thank you, Grim Reaper. I appreciate that. He has no content, says Mr. Unknown. No, he doesn't. That's why he rebroadcasts me all the time. He rebroadcasts me all the time and has the same exact audience there, a small group of Coach Eli haters. And he says the same exact thing no matter what I say. So at some point it's going to get old, and he's not making any money doing it. And he's not really even growing doing it. He's not. But if he wants to keep doing that, no problem. See, I don't copyright strike anyone anymore, Mr. Unknown. I let these people run their mouths and burn and bury themselves. That's what I'm trying to help people better understand here. I'm trying to help people better understand what you're dealing with so you know how to better handle it. Because even if you copyright strike someone, you're giving them content, right? You're giving them content. They'll talk about you, oh, Eli falsely copyright struck me, it was fair use. But these same people complaining about that are also copyright striking people that are using their content under fair use. They're very hypocritical, and they're intentional hypocrites on purpose because they want to be called out. They want to be attacked. So that way they can come back and attack you to create more of that content. That's what they do. That's what a shit disturber does. That's what they do. Yeah, good job blocking that troll, Holly, but I'll answer their question. Didn't I strike down several people's channels years ago? I did. I did. I absolutely did. And I had great reasons to do so. I had every right to do so. A lot of people out here have abused my content far beyond what's fair use. And I'll tell you what, I would continue striking these channels today. The real reason why I don't do it, it's not worth it. Because when you strike them down, you give them content. Oh, Eli struck me down. Eli struck me down under, and I used this stuff under fair use. Yeah, you use a 2-hour live stream in its entirety, and you're going to call that fair use, right? See, all that happened when you strike people down in certain communities that are shit-disturbing communities, right? That have shit-disturbing creators. All you're doing is you're giving them more content to talk about you, right? So the only way to get them to stop talking about you is to stop flagging them. Don't flag them for anything, right? And ignore them, right? And let them use your content, and eventually it'll get so boring to their audience that, it'll die down. Yeah. They're all triggered. The little boys that are getting called out today for their naughty behavior are coming in here getting triggered and getting hammered and giving my moderators some work to do. Excellent. All right. And we know who they are. You know what, Holly? I can talk about this in a positive way. This is all positive, Holly. We're not attacking anyone. We're just, stating the facts, trying to help more people become positive. Yeah, go ahead and ban that person. I'll address it. You want to know what's funny? Holly, you can share your thoughts publicly. I shared my thoughts, and so did my lady, regarding the murder of Gabby Petito. Right? My lady and I saw the Lifetime movie, and we also saw another actual documentary on it. I forgot to mention that, right? And all we said was, hey, we don't condone what Brian Laundrie did, but we understand why Brian Laundrie did what he did. We understand. We're not condoning it. We understand what triggered him to do it. Gabby was belittling him. And here's the thing. There's this one group of people here. I'm not going to mention who they are because they really are trying to get my attention, and you're not going to get my attention. Sorry. It doesn't matter. I've got nothing to say to you. They're the only group of people that are coming at me regarding this. I have not received any other backlash from any other group across the entire YouTube platform. So what does that say? What does that say? It's one group of people that are just trying to get me to go back and forth, right? Because every single other group and no one else besides this one group that's been coming at me regarding my thoughts about the Petito case and my lady's thoughts, no one else is saying anything bad. They're agreeing with us. So all I'm saying is, hey, you know what? As bad as it may sound, the way she was treating him, she deserved what she got. Now, I'm not saying that it should have happened. I'm just saying that she was asking for it by the way she was belittling him. She kept playing and preying on his emotions, right? Again, I don't condone it. I don't think any woman or man should have to, deal with being taken out like that. But if a woman is going to continue belittling a man and using him and using him and using him for her own personal gain and not taking his feelings, thoughts, and needs into consideration, at some point every man would snap. It's just, and any woman on the flip side would snap too. It's just, how far would they take it? Brian Laundrie took it too far, and I disagree with how far he took it. I don't wish harm upon anyone. I endorse Coach Eli 100%. Well, thank you, bro. I mean, and same on the flip side. It's funny to me, Mr. Unknown, Like, it's one group of people that continue to want to get my attention by just taking the opposite stance on every little thing I say, no matter how much it makes sense. And I honestly, it doesn't matter. If there was any other group of people that would have debunked this and come at me regarding this, I'd see some value. But it's only one group of people, so that goes to show that they're just an unreasonable group of people. And that's okay. They can do their own thing, I do my own thing. I mean, obviously they're triggered by it because they themselves have probably gone through something similar. And I can understand that. You know, anyone that's lost a loved one in a similar situation as the Gabby Petito story, I can understand why you'd feel that way. But if we're going to discuss something like a true crime story here, with logic and reasoning on why it happened, all I'm saying is what triggered the guy to do that. I'm not saying I condone it. He was wrong. But all I was saying is my opinion on what I felt triggered him to take it that far. That's a logical and reasonable explanation. And people coming at me, you know, trying to say I condone it when I said I didn't, you're coming at it from an emotional standpoint based on your experiences, similar experiences in the real world. And I feel for you. No one should have to go through this, right? I'm going through the same people in my sector. They are haters. No, they're not haters, bro. What they are shit disturbers. Mr. Unknown, listen, I know you know what's going on, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do, and I respect you. So please don't think for a second, and I'm not saying you're saying this, don't think for a second I'm trying to, you know, overstep you. I actually respect you at the same level, bro, I really do. But they're shit disturbers, is what they are. They're pretending. They're acting, and their act consists of going out to any community and finding anyone they can just start talking shit about and getting a reaction. They make up the most vile stuff that's not true, that they themselves know is not true, because they know that people's natural reactions when they're called out on a lie, they're going to defend themselves on that lie, right? And so what happens when these people are able to get these people to start defending themselves against, you know, the vile lies they're intentionally creating to create content, it creates a back and forth. That's all these creators do. They're entertainers. All they are doing is using you as their form of entertainment for their audience, and they're trying to make it appear like it's real, because when you add a factor of reality into what they're doing, it's more entertaining to their audience. It's kind of like a real reality TV thing, but with one or two or three creators, or however many are doing it out here on the platform, they go out there and they just try to infiltrate other communities, right? And if they can get anyone to bite and feed into them and give them that back and forth, that's what, you know, gives these creators the fuel they need to create their content, entertain their audience, and get paid, right? That's all it is. That's all it is. Fuel and Fire says, Out of the Shadows with Ginger. Hey, Ginger, how you doing? Holly says, Out of the Shadows with Ginger. Yes, and her pushing him was the last straw to make him snap. Yeah. You see, here's the thing. This one group of people that's been talking negatively about my thoughts and my lady's thoughts about Gabby Petito and all this, they've been coming at my lady and I for many months, and they've been coming at me for years, right? So they have a pre-existing small audience of Coach Eli haters, right? So, and they need me to feed into them and go back and forth in order to keep that audience entertained and keep them around, right? So this is something that they said, okay, let's flip this narrative and go the opposite way, just to try to get Eli to feel the need to defend himself, which I don't feel the need to defend myself. I stand tall in what I said. I said nothing wrong. And I wouldn't have said anything more, but they came in my chat here and trolled me, and that's okay. You want to troll me, no problem. I'm not going to troll you. I don't have time to troll anyone. I'm here to create positivity. That's all I'm here to do, is create positivity. Folks, please smash the thumbs up. We've got 22 people here. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out on your community tabs. Share it out on social media. Make sure you also subscribe to my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. Nightbot's sharing the link every 7 minutes, or go below the description a couple lines down. The channel link is there. Eli, they are trying to break the positivity. Well, they're not. And all I'm doing here today is sharing my knowledge regarding this, because I've been through this, for years. And there are many, many other people that are currently going through this. And I want you to know the way to stop it is to just ignore. And let people continue talking about you. Let them dox you. Let them put all the information out on you. Who cares? Ignore it. You know why? It's all public information anyway. Anything publicly available on the internet, why would you worry about that? Yeah, it kind of sucks for people to bring it on the forefront, make content, and belittle you on it as a form of their content, but ignore it. It's public information. You want to run a background check on me? Elias Dimitri Melas. The only thing on my record was 13 years ago I filed bankruptcy. I made one mistake, but the rest of my record's clean. No criminal history, no nothing, not even a speeding ticket. I welcome people to run my background check, right? I welcome people to dox me. I welcome people to say whatever they want. It doesn't bother me anymore. It used to bother me until I figured out the reason why these people do it. They don't do it to try to harm you. They do it because they want your reaction to create content and entertain their audience. That's all it boils down to. So if you just ignore it, let them talk about it. It'll stop, because you're not fueling the fire anymore. You're not. That's all you have to do. And it's hard to do. Trust me, I struggled with it years ago. But now I'm trying to help you folks better understand this so you can turn things around and be positive, right? A lot of these people, even though they're acting as part of, what they do out here on YouTube, if you feed into them, it's going to legitimately trigger you and make you become negative, right? So don't let what these people do suck you in and make you negative. Just ignore it. Because if you let them suck you in, at the end of the day, when they're done making content on you, they're going to laugh at you behind the scenes. Oh, we made $500 on donations today because this person couldn't contain their emotional shit on YouTube, or their emotional self-control. If you lose your emotional self-control out here on YouTube, you will be capitalized and monetized on. Trust me. The more you can contain your emotional shit, your emotional self-control, whether you're a man or a woman, the less people will be able to leverage off of you. That's like gold advice right there. That's solid gold advice. They will say and do anything for content, says Mr. Unknown. It is actually a waste of time and energy. It's been done, says Ginger. Hey, Ginger, how you doing? Any excuse to cause you problems? Well, I don't think they're necessarily trying to cause us problems. They're trying to create a pretend problem that appears real to their audience so they can capitalize off of it to entertain their audience. That's all it is. At the end of the day, what matters is how many people are there on their live streams and how many people are hitting the super chat, the PayPal, the Cash App, etc. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's what it's all about, right? And hey, you know what? It's what some people want to do. It's what some people enjoy doing. And the bottom line is, as bad as it is, it's not illegal. It's not. I think it's unethical. I think it rides the line of morality and ethics, but it's not illegal, and people have been making money like that in the real world forever. So your only option is to not be a victim of it, right? I was a victim of this for many, many years. I figured, I've been doing this 5.5 years. Over the first 4 years that I was out here on YouTube, maybe 3.5 years, because the last 2 years I've understood what's going on and I've been turning it around. But for at least the first 3.5 to 4 years, many creators out here kept me in back and forth so long that these creators combined probably made about $500,000 off of me. And I'm not shitting you, right? It's like taking $500,000 out of my pocket that I would have made otherwise had I just ignored and not fed into this stuff. But also I had to figure it out. And it's not easy to figure out. Exactly, says Ginger. Ricardo says, I didn't pay much attention to the Petito murder since to me it was mostly a sad, pretty dead girl story being used to distract people's attentions away from the ongoing lockdown shenanigans. Okay. Well, it really did happen, man. And yeah, if you have no opinion on it, that's totally cool. I mean, I feel really bad for both families. They lost their kids, right? It's a really, really sad story that should have never happened. And all I've ever shared are my opinions on why I feel it happened. Scotty Unchained with the $5 super sticker. Keep it up. Oh my gosh, Scotty. How you doing? Thank you so much. Scotty, I haven't heard your latest message behind the scenes. It's not YouTube related. But hopefully, I tried to give you some really good advice on how to work through what you're going through behind the scenes, non-YouTube related. And you can get out of that situation and start truly enjoying your life, because you're a great person, Scotty. With or without your donations, I still see you the same. You're awesome. But thank you for the $5, Scotty. I appreciate it. I really do. So does my lady. Let me see here. I will never mention those clout chasers on my channel again. I'm making them famous no more. Well, here's the thing. What I've realized, Mr. Unknown. Every now and then, people that have been associated with channels like the ones you're talking about, it doesn't necessarily have to be some that we've, encountered. It can be any other channels on YouTube that do the same thing, because like half of YouTube is becoming this, right? And I'll share a story here in a bit that's just, I'm sure some of you have seen this, but I'm just blown away by what's happened in the last 24 to 48 hours. But every now and then, I'll talk about it as an example, because there are many people that are good people that I care for, that I know would prefer positivity than to get stuck in that vortex. I do it because I try to help them understand what's really going on, like we've been talking about here today. You're dealing with shit disturbers. They're not really trying to harm anybody. They're trying to make it appear like they're harming people for their entertainment purposes, right? They're not breaking any laws. If they were, they'd be in jail, right? Right? Or fined or something, right? But they want you to believe. They know how to persuade you to believe that they're breaking laws, so then you can attack them and then they can make you look bad and use you for more content. That's what's going on. So I talk about it every now and then without mentioning names, because many channels do this, right? I talk about it to raise awareness. For example, Scotty used to be a part of some of those groups, right? And when Scotty, found out about me and started hearing me talking about a similar topic like I'm talking about here today, she started to really realize what's going on. And now she's been able to turn it around and withdraw and hang around more positive people. And it's really, hopefully, Scotty, at least from what my lady and I noticed and some other people, hopefully it's really, really helped turn things around for you. And you can wake up more with a smile every morning than a frown, right? Scotty just sent you a message in Messenger. Okay, cool. Well, baby, I'll hear it after the show. Thank you, baby. My lady says, thank you, Scotty, for the donation. Hi, Scotty says, out of the shadows with Ginger. Hey, Ginger, says Scotty Unchained 2.0. Scotty Unchained 2.0, I'll ask you in a second. I have a question to ask you. Ricardo says, I didn't imply that it didn't happen, just that it was co-opted by the media as a distraction. Well, I mean, you can look at it that way. I mean, I don't let the media distract me. I follow stories I want to follow. Now, sure, there's always breaking news that tries to get your attention, but I'll talk about things and focus more on things that I feel are worthy and important. So to me, I'm not looking at this Gabby Petito thing as a distraction. It might have been, yeah, but to me, see, I'm a YouTuber, dude, and also, I heard about the Petito story, and as a YouTuber, that's going to affect the entire community. So that there was more of my investment to talk about it. There are a lot of people on the trail here today, so I'm not going to go to the observation deck. But Scotty, how are things going with your main channel? Have any of those manual counter notifications you've put in, have any of them been completely reinstated? It should be getting around the time where even if you get just one of those videos reinstated, you'll get your channel back. Mr. Unknown says, well said, Eli. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. And you know what? A lot of the things that you've said, and dude, I've been following you for a while. I just haven't chatted because, it's like I haven't wanted to, have these people, see me chat there. But at this point, I really don't care. At this point, I've moved ahead. And I think more and more people understand and just want to move on with positivity. Let people that want to create this content create it, right? But the people that really don't want to be involved in this, they should know what's going on, and they should just opt out and do what they want to do. That's all I'm saying, right? I'm just bringing awareness to it. It isn't a conspiracy, says Ricardo, that the media will overemphasize stories to set a mood. Look how happy and proud we were during Apollo while Vietnam raged on. I get what you're saying, bro. And here's the thing. This is why these creators we've been talking about here today, and we're just talking about it in general, because there are a lot of them on YouTube, right? These creators are doing no different, or the media is doing no different than these creators. What the media is trying to do is trigger an emotional response to get you to tune in more often and stay tuned in longer, right? So if they can suck you in emotionally, if they can trigger an emotional response, right, and get you sucked in emotionally, they're going to get you to tune in more often and tune in longer and more often. And guess what? When the longer you tune into something, And the more often and longer you tune into something, the more valuable you are, because they're gonna sell you commercials. On YouTube, the more of my content you watch, I'm a monetized channel. YouTube, Google, and we win, right? That's the name of the game. So I get where you're coming from. And this has been a game the media has been playing for a while. And this is a game that many people have been playing on YouTube for a while. They're basically trying to lock people in emotionally, because that is the quickest way to get someone's attention and keep their attention, right? The more you keep people emotionally charged up by talking about them and doing anything to get their attention or anything crazy, the more prone they're going to tune in and react. And, you know, it's going to make those people creating that content actually win, to be honest with you. And it's just really sad. It's sad. I've never agreed with, emotionally marketing to people. I mean, yes, how do I say this? That wasn't the right way to say it. It's one thing to market emotionally in a positive way and marketing something reasonable to people, but if you're going to negatively emotionally market to people to take advantage of their emotions, then I don't agree with that. That's not the right way to do it. And it's not sustainable long term. I got some people coming, so I'm going to hold off for a few here. Let them pass. Sorry, Mr. Unknown, Nightbot timed you out. When I verify your channel from the studio, I'd be happy to moderate you here, man. I'll do that. It's only going to be a 15-second timeout from here on out, so just don't worry about it. Sorry about that. It is a revolving door at the poop shows. That's right. That's all it is. Ricardo says the mood went from Berkeley riots to we're number one real fast. Yeah, well, that's what the media does. They have to change it up to keep you watching, to sell commercials, to stay in business. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. It's all good, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I'm just waiting for a few more people to pass. Catching up on the chat here. And then I'll share my thoughts about something that maybe you might have seen. You might have seen Mr. Unknown and some other people. Again, I don't have a whole lot of time to, look at drama stuff, and I really don't care about the drama. What I care about is what's happening and helping the people learn to better deal with it when it's happening to them, because I didn't learn to handle it the right way when it was happening to me. I'm going to go offline. I'll be right back in a few. All right, we're back live. We are back live. Just have a couple more people that I'm going to let pass, and then I'm going to be in the clear. It's hard to concentrate when you got lots of people and little kids around and you're talking about adult topics. You want to be respectful. Keep giving the good news, Eli. Thank you, Mr. Unknown. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, bro. Out of the Shadows with Ginger says, people are predictable, especially if you are good at reading patterns and have good discernment. You're right, and you're amazing at that. You're amazing at that, Out of the Shadows with Ginger. We back. Yes, we are. We're back, man. Thank you, Mr. Unknown. Holly says, out of the shadows with Ginger, used to hang with those kind, but I'm an empath, so it was too hard to be around all the negative thoughts. Right, right, right. And here's the thing. I wish everyone the best, including, the thing is, if people want to create content like that, if they want to, if they want to be shit disturbing content creators that just go around and you know just stir up the pot, just to make content out of it, then that's on them. Like honestly, there really isn't anything wrong with it. There really technically isn't anything wrong with it from a legal standpoint. There's nothing wrong with it. If you fall for it, it's your fault. Here's the thing: the reason why people react so much is because they fall for it. They fall for it to get sucked into it, and then the people making that type of content are making tons of money at your expense. So that makes you even more mad to keep responding and keep giving them more of what they want. So all you have to do is just learn to understand what's really happening and just ignore it, because if you don't ignore it, you're giving them more of what they want. And at the end of the day, they're counting their hundreds backstage and laughing in your face. Just like how big media used the Petito case. Well, listen, everybody's going to use if you're a news outlet like CNN or Fox News or CNBC or whatever, right? If you're a news outlet and your sponsors that pay you money to show their commercials depend on your ratings, then you got to do what you got to do to get the ratings, right? So yeah, we all need to have an understanding that the media controls the market. So I'm sorry, the sponsors control the market. Sorry, the sponsors control the media market. That's a better way to put it, right? They don't maybe control it directly, but hey, sponsors are not going to spend money to advertise, in media unless they're going to get a return. And they need to have a big enough audience seeing those commercials to get that return, right? That's all this boils down to. And that's why, even I'm a slight left liberal, but I love everyone, whether you're on the left or the right. I'm more down the middle. I like conservative and liberal views. I love everybody. I love things that make sense, right? But at the end of the day, it's up to you who you want to respond to, what you want to consume, what you want to pay for. And all I'm here to do is help you gain some better knowledge on what you're paying for or responding to, and what's happening to you. What is it costing you? What is it costing you to consume certain media outlets on YouTube or the mainstream media? What is it costing you? If you're donating or buying products, right, it's costing you that. If you're getting sucked into fake instigated drama appearing real from shit disturbing creators that do that just to create content off of you, then it's costing you your sanity, it's costing you your happiness, which further is going to cost you financially. These kids just are not moving fast enough here. Let me pass here. And another funny thing, like when you talk about these situations happening, just to raise awareness, you know, and that's all I'm doing. It's like I'm not here to try to stop anyone from doing what they're doing, but when you talk about this stuff, these type of channels, they use this as an opportunity to make content off of you, which I will completely ignore. Because I'm not trying to create any issues. I'm saying, hey, look, continue playing your game and having fun entertaining people that want to consume your content, and other people that want positivity, let them go there. All I'm trying to say is that, hey, we all have our lane that we want to be in. Some people want to be in the negative lane. Some people want to be in the positive lane. I think everyone should be in the positive lane or the positivity lane, but it's your choice. People that want to be in the negativity zone, yeah, that's all good. These creators can have them. If you want to be a positive creator or a positive content consumer, let these people come to the positive side. Don't try to convince them to be negative when they're not. You know what I mean? Hey, NC is Queen out of the shadows with Ginger says hello to NC, or NC is Queen says hello to Out of the Shadows with Ginger. Mr. Unknown says that's very true. NC is Queen says, I love this show, the most unique and wonderful show on YouTube. Well, thank you, NC is Queen. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. I don't know if I'd say it is, but I appreciate your feedback. Out of the Shadows with Ginger, I totally understand, Holly. It is hard to filter negativity when you are an empath. It took me 30 years to learn how to handle the absorption. I agree with, see, Out of the Shadows with Ginger, I'm with you on that. I do have empathy for these people. I really do have empathy for all of them, right? And I firmly believe that they know I have empathy for them, right? But me having empathy for them is not going to make them money. What's going to make them money is for them to keep doing what they're doing, because that's the way they make their money and pay their bills. If they had better ways to make money with better content or something else, they would do it. So being an empath, being like empathetic to these people, yeah, it shows how, you know, caring of a person we all are, right? But it's not changing anything on their end. It's not going to make any difference whether we're empathetic or not, because that's not their outlook. That's not their business model. And that's the hardest thing to understand about this. They can't stop truth and greatness. Right, right. You know, over the last 2 years, people have tried so hard to suck me back into drama. So hard, so many different ways. And I admire the what do you call it? I admire the efforts, but I'm really just not interested. I'm just really not interested at all. Like, I have no desire to go back and forth with any of these types of creators. I have no desire to go on a panel with any of these creators where logic and reasoning is thrown out the window, because these creators don't even allow you to be reasonable with them, because they're not reasonable with you. And they say the most unreasonable things on purpose to try to trigger you while you're on their shows, to further create content off of you, right? There's like no upside there. There's zero upside. Zero upside. None. Zilch. Zero. Zip. Nada. I feel you on that, bro. Yeah, there's no upside, bro. Here's the thing, Mr. Unknown. You know, I'll be honest with you. I love men and women equally, right? I have a girlfriend. Don't get me wrong. I love women. And for people that, are otherwise, hey, we love you too. To each its own, to each their own, right? But I've noticed, Mr. Unknown, I've been able to have more mature and respectful and reasonable conversations on this platform with women than men. Now, I have had some reasonable conversations with some men. You're one of them. But it just seems like a lot of men out here on YouTube and in this world nowadays are so pathetic and weak and so miserable and unhappy because they lack masculinity. They want to project their insecurities over any other man that actually has their shit together. You know what I mean? And if you try to go on a panel with one of those weak guys and try to give him some wisdom as a friend and try to pat him on the back and make him feel better, all they try to do is belittle you on their own show. Try to kick you down because they wish they could be like you. That's the truth of the matter. That's the truth of the fucking matter. It really is. Folks, this is the truth here. You want the truth? Come here. I'll share the truth with you. Mr. Unknown, he'll share the truth with you. You've always been about the truth, Mr. Unknown. You've always spitted truth bombs. But most of the time it's gone in one ear, not the other, because the audiences we've had just don't care. They're just miserable, pathetic people. Primarily men, but some women too. There's no reasoning with unreasonable people. There's no reasoning with people that are so far gone mentally and emotionally and just hate themselves so badly. There's no way to reason with them at all. Zilch. Angie C. Fire starters. I will email you, Ginger, says Holly. Holly says, Ginger, I think I have ran into a couple of those. We should talk sometime. Mr. Unknown says, I hate it as well. Out of the Shadows, Ginger says, don't get me started on dark empaths. They exist and use empathy to manipulate people. Right. So, and yeah, there are people out here on YouTube that are dark empaths, right? They try to be nice on one hand, and maybe in real life they truly are a nice person, but they play the role of the devil out here on YouTube for entertainment purposes, and in order to get the traction, they've got to make appear what they're doing real, right? That's the problem there. And what people need to understand, that what you do on YouTube, whether that's who you are in real life or not, is what people are going to perceive you to be. People are going to perceive you to be based on what they see out here, not what you do off of YouTube, because they can't see that. But these people running these channels know that. And they want people to perceive them in a negative way, because then more people will talk about them and they'll get more of what they want. I'll tell you, there's one dude out here. You all know who he is. I'm not going to mention him. There's one dude out here that is better than anyone I've ever seen stir up the pot. I've never seen any one man on the face of this fucking planet that stirred up the pot, intentionally that is, than this dude. He is good at crawling under people's skin, and he does it on purpose. It's his job. It's what he does. It's what he gets paid to do. And it may not be who he really is in real life, but he has everyone out here believing that's who he is. Right? Because all of you fall into it. All of you fall into the trap, and you don't understand what's going on. And people like him that do this type of content are gonna prey on the vulnerable people that don't understand what's really going on here. That's the bottom line. Amen. Master manipulator. Yeah, he's good at that too, but he knows how to crawl under people's skin on purpose to get a massive amount of people to hate him. That's his goal. Because the more people that hate him, the more content for his audience that loves him. Oh, of course, know who he is, bro. I don't want to give him any notoriety. My lady says a dark empath will feed on the insecurities of others. Right. Absolutely, babe. Big round of applause. Master Firestarter says Mr. Unknown. Scotty 2.0 says, you guys are cool, but I don't believe in that stuff. No disrespect. I just don't think a negative empath is the issue. Some people are just bad people. Well, of course, Scotty. I don't think they were saying that the only bad people on the planet are dark empaths. Anyone is capable of being a bad person or doing bad things. What I'm trying to say here, Scotty and everyone else, is that there are people doing things out here on YouTube just to make money and just to get attention, right? And you can't always believe what you see. And you have to really dig deep to truly understand why people do certain things, right? And how to turn it around and become a more positive person, right? So I'm going to talk about what I saw the last couple of days here. And if you folks have seen this, you can share your thoughts. And I'll mention these creators because they're not creators that have come at me or will benefit off of me in any way, shape, or form. So, Granny's Watching. Everyone knows. If you're new here, you may not know who Granny's Watching is, but Granny's Watching is a mid-30s woman, has some kids, and I don't know her entire story, but I think that she's on disability or something, and she works from home, and basically she does YouTube all the time. And has basically found a way to make money on YouTube by stirring up the drama pot, as she learned to do so from other people that used her for content to make money off of. I firmly believe that Granny's Watching learned how to do what she's doing now based off of one other dude that's been doing it for 5 years, right? It's so surreal. These people are very miserable. They are, because this is the only way they can make money. If they could make money any other way, they would do it. Why would anyone want to make money by having to succumb to such misery and to be perceived as an asshole or a bitch on YouTube? I would never want to be perceived as an asshole to make money. I'm a good, nice dude. Decent dude. Right? So, Granny's Watching. I guess the way the story went is that she was talking about these other creators called Crofton and Kim. I found out about Crofton and Kim because they used to collaborate with this same one person I won't mention. Like, everything stems back to him. Like, he infests every damn community, right? So Crofton and Kim, I think they're husband and wife. And they run a channel. It's a drama channel. And they just do reaction videos to other people, right? But basically, they're a drama channel. That's what they are. They might have been true crime initially. I don't remember exactly. And same with Granny's Watching. They might have been a true crime channel. But what happened when they got infested by this one dude that's been running drama shit shows for years? They turned their true crime channels to drama channels. And so now they're codenamed this weird combination of true crime and drama called Krama. What the hell is this Krama? This is stupid name. Stupid, right? Krama, true crime, drama. The bottom line is drama's drama. Right? Doing stupid shit just to get donations and to get traction is stupid. So what did Granny's Watching do? I guess she ran some background or criminal report on Crofton and Kim or something like that. And publicly put it on a live stream. And I think that video is still available on her channel. I think it is. I don't know for sure. So what happened? Crofton and Kim, I think last night, ran a background on her and her criminal history. And they had like 300 people in the box watching this. And I'm sitting here and thinking to myself, These are grown-ass adults. Granny's watching Jess in her mid-30s. Crofton and Kim, I think they're in their 40s. These are grown-ass adults sitting here running background records and running criminal history reports and trying to one-up each other publicly on the live stream on YouTube. And they've got hundreds of people watching this shit and paying super chats for it. Wow! That sounds like so much fun! That sounds like so much fun, right? Sad. It's really sad. It is. Mr. Unknown, it's really sad. I'll continue in a second. Out of the shadows with Ginger. Scotty, it's a slippery slope. When you are empathetic, you absorb what you are surrounded by, and it is hard not to act in a negative way when you're surrounded by it. Did I read that earlier? I think I may have. It was already known as Krama long before he came around. Oh, it was? Okay. I just don't like that name. It's stupid, bro. Krama, true crime, drama. Like, this is stupid stuff. I don't even get, how can people watch this stuff, let alone donate their hard-earned money to people running background checks on each other and critiquing their criminal history on a YouTube live stream? That sounds like a lot of fun to me. That sounds like something I want to get my lady and sit on the couch and watch all day and donate hundreds to it because it's so valuable to me and it's so beneficial to me to watch something like that. Where's the value there? Now, here's the thing. If you guys want to run a background check on anyone, do it privately. Anyone can run a background check on anyone, right? It's public information. You just have to pay for it, right? So what these people are doing, technically, it's public information. Is it wrong? Yeah. Because they're doing it to attack someone. They're doing it to project their insecurities. They're doing it because they have no other content to entertain their audience. They're doing it because they feel they have to kick someone else down to make themselves look better for themselves and in front of their people. And quite frankly, people that do that shit, you're a POS. You're the lowest of the low. You're the lowest of the low scumbags. That's what you are. You're scumbags. You're grifters. You are grifters. You know, I will say this. People that create this type of content, they are grifters. All of you, every single one of you are grifters. All of you. You call me a grifter? You guys have all made a lot more money than me. You know why? Because you're willing to do the dumbest, stupidest shit to make that money. I'm willing to work hard for it and put in my time and effort and dedicate myself. All of you, and you can cut me saying this with no fear of copyright, all of you are grifters, including some of you that are calling these people grifters, right? Even the one main guy who we all know we're talking about, you're a grifter too, sir. You're all grifters. It's funny when there are grifters calling other grifters a grifter, right? It's also funny when you have hypocrites calling other people hypocrites when they're a hypocrite themselves, right? This is some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Period. Deep breaths, Eli. Don't let it control you. No, this is my passion. Ginger, I want you to understand this. Ask my lady. I'm not mad. I'm not triggered. This is my passion. Have you heard Tony Robbins speak? I'm like Tony Robbins. I'm not trying to compare myself to Tony Robbins. But this is my passion. This is me getting into the zone. I'm in the zone right now. I'm feeling it. I'm here and I'm present and I feel good. And all I'm doing is expressing myself to try to help other people learn this so they don't have to be a victim of it. Holly says 100. What do you mean by that, Holly? More specific, please. More specific. Grifters, grifting, grifters. Right. Grifters, grifting, grifters. I love Tony Robbins, says Ginger. Well, thank you. They mad right now, Eli. Oh, really? Of course they're mad. Of course they're going to be mad. I'm not trying to make them mad. I mean, seriously, they don't have to watch me. You know what? You know what these people say? They're like, well, if you don't like my channel, then don't watch me. Well, if you don't like what I'm saying, don't watch me either. Change the damn channel. Right? But you want to use me as your content, so you have to watch me, right? Or you have to pretend to be mad to your audience, right? So you can keep the grifting going, right? They mad right now. Okay. Black kettles everywhere. LOL. That's right. That's right. Ricardo, you said it best. Grifters, grifting, grifters. So Granny's watching. Jess, I'm sure someone here knows Jess. Make her aware. I'm sharing my thoughts about this if she even cares. Jess, that was a dumb thing to do. To put out someone's, criminal record or background record or anything. Again, it's public information, but why'd you feel the need to do it? Right? It's because you can't make money any other way, Jess. You're trying to come off like some saint, and I used to think that you were some type of good person out here. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I don't think you are. I think you're struggling to make money, and you found something that makes you quick money. But at what level have you had to stoop down to or towards to make that money? And how long is it going to last? Again, I'm surprised. I'm surprised most of these channels are still monetized for doing what they do. I'm surprised because the moment you get shut down or get demonetized, you're out of business. Right? What's your backup plan, Jess? When your fake instigated drama doesn't work anymore. What's your backup plan? I got backup plans. I got a side hustle I'm going to be working on, and I've got a lot of backup plans, but I bet you don't have any backup plans, right? Right? Focus on your backup plan. Do something else that's more respectful. I'll tell you what, here's the thing, and I'm being honest. None of my business what she or anyone else does in their household, but she's got kids. And I'll tell you this. If I was a single dad of 2 kids and I had full custody of the kids, I would never, ever, ever do this shit on YouTube. I would never do any of this on YouTube and put my own kids in harm's way. That's just ridiculous. During holidays, they practice regrifting. That's great, man. That's the most fucking hilarious thing I've heard in the longest time, Ricardo. During the holidays, they practice regrifting. Wow. That's going to trigger the shit out of them, man. Oh, wow. Dude, that's the biggest truth bomb I've heard in ages, bro. Oh, man. You tell me that was good, Mr. Unknown. They are using Eli and Unknown for content. Well, of course. Let them use us for content. What are they going to get out of us, right? Mr. Unknown, they're not going to get anything out of us. What, a few donations? Who cares? We've got our own audience. We're building positivity. That's what I'm working on over here. But in order to further get through to people that are good people, and give me a second, someone's coming by. In order to get through to the good people that are still trapped, on the dark side of things, we got to make them aware of what's going on. We got to keep teaching the same lesson over and over again. You just have to walk away. You have to ignore. Walk away. You owe me a bomb sound effects. You can take the regrifting line, though. That's pretty good, man. That was good, dude. At Ricardo Arnez, LOL, says Holly. course they're watching. They love watching me. They watch all of us because they want to see who they can make content off of that would get them the biggest audience in their live streams and make them the most super chats. That's the name of the game. I mean, shit. I mean, but here's the thing. This is nothing different than I've been saying for ages now, right? It's like a repeat, right? It's like a repeat. So how much value is there going to be for people to use the same thing? I've been saying the same thing for years. Like, if you want to continue to talk about me and the same thing I've been saying for years, go right ahead. Got some people coming here. They're on the entire length of the trail, so I walked off the trail for a second. I'm trailblazing for a second here now. Yeah, that's why, Mr. Unknown, I don't care. I let them use all my content. They can re-upload. I got like 1,300 videos on my main channel. I've got another almost 300 here on Coach Eli too. They can re-upload my entire catalog of 1,500 videos, and I wouldn't strike any of them down. No problem. I would love for them to re-upload my entire catalog. Even myself with a fiber line, 1,000 up, 1,000 down, it would still take me a while to do it. I like to see them do it. It's all good. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Because I don't let it affect me anymore, right? I don't let it affect me anymore. And that's what I'm trying to share with other people. And again, Grandy's watching. It was wrong for you to put out that information that you did. But now let's talk about Crafton and Kim. And if you guys, listen, Crafton and Kim, you know, hey, maybe I might be willing to get on a show with you folks at some point. And I'm not trying to talk smack about anybody here, but the point of the matter is, Crafton and Kim, what you did was wrong too. Probably even worse in my opinion, because I believe you're both older than the millennial Granny's watching. And this is the thing, millennial, 35-year-old woman, millennial. I believe you're Gen Xers. I believe, Crofton and Kim, you're Gen Xers, right? I would expect a lot more maturity from you folks to not feed into this stuff. It's one thing to call it out. It's another thing to now go look into Granny's watching background and put her background publicly and her criminal history publicly, right? You're no better than she is by doing that. And I had some respect for Crofton and Kim. And I'm not saying I despise you folks. I don't think you're bad people, but I lost some respect for you for doing this. Because you don't fight fire with fire in these cases. You don't sit there and stoop down to her level because she did that to you. You rise above that. You handle it more maturely and respectfully. But you chose to go the other way. Why? Because you knew it'd make you more money. You're playing the game too. You got 300 people in your box and all these super chats, right? You basically stooped down to Granny's watching level to monetize it. Bottom line. I'm not willing to stoop down to the level of stupidity to make hundreds of dollars in super chats per day. I'll take my $5 a day from Scotty. Thank you, Scotty. And I'll keep pushing forward. More specific, Mr. Unknown. That's really low. What do you mean by that? Be more specific, right? Sold out, says Holly. Yep. Who is ready for thanks grifting and Grithmas season? Yeah. Ricardo, you're pretty funny today. You're really funny. They have to sell their soul. Right. Right. You guys are all selling out. You guys are all selling out for super chats. You're selling your soul to the devil for some money. And no, I'm not jealous. And yes, I've made a lot less on YouTube than you all have, but I'll tell you something. The money that I've made, to me, is considered clean. I've earned every penny of it. And I've got dignity and pride. Folks, stop feeding into these people. Ignore them. Let them dox you. Let them put out your background checks. Let them talk about you all they want. And you keep moving forward and doing your own thing. Yeah, maybe you're going to tune in to see what they're saying. Just don't react to it. And if you tune in to hear what they're saying about you and it's going to make you react, then don't tune in. I don't have time to tune in much anymore. Sometimes I may tune into something for a few seconds. And then I'm like, oh, same shit, different day. I'm out. Peace out. Or other people may tell me about it. And I'm like, nothing new. I got to focus on what I need to create. Not people saying the same shit about me they've been saying for the last 5 years. Over and over and over and over again like a broken record, right? It's like insanity, definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different response. It gets old after a while. People get tired of it. That's a great word to describe a lot of this stuff out here on YouTube is insanity, right? So don't let people suck you into their vortex. You've got to ignore these people that are shit disturbers. People are going to try to, stir up the pot with you for their own personal gain. And it's typically people that are just unhappy and miserable within themselves. Typically, I'm not saying all the time or every time, but typically the people that do this are miserable people. Now, there may be some reasonable people that do this, but then they just do it. They do it for the entertainment aspect and the money, because they know what it takes to suck people in emotionally, keep them sucked in, so they can make more money. Pretty sad. Pretty sad. I'm just tired of this stuff. Really tired of it. Hopefully I got through to you folks. I really felt it today. I really, really wanted to do this to just raise some more awareness for good people that just want to separate themselves from, other aspects of YouTube or their life that is not beneficial. Book Girl, hello Coach Eli. Hey Book Girl, how'd you find out about the channel? Let me know real quick before I go off the air here. It's probably closer to 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific right now. Is it close to 8 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern? If so, my lady and I are probably going to do a brief live tonight. I'm not counting on it. I haven't seen her in here in a little while. Maybe she's taking a little nap or resting or taking care of her dogs. Was on your feed. Okay. What were you searching on your feed? I'm curious to know. Were you searching for the type of content, some type of content? Or do you follow other people that talk about me? I'm curious to know how people find out about me. So I'm looking to see where the YouTube algorithm is requesting or is suggesting me, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. So I'm thinking about 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. I'm going to come on probably for just about an hour and a half max, no longer. We've said that the last few nights and we've gone longer. But I really want to relax tonight, Sunday night, but definitely want to do a Sunday show because Sunday nights are great nights to stream. I'm going to be doing a show at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific from the studio. And my lady will more than likely be joining me on that. And it'll be something else that's positive and it'll be all good. So stick around for that right here on Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. Also, please make sure you subscribe to my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. Nightbot's been sharing the link in the chat every 7 minutes, or it's also below in the description section about 2 lines down, or go to youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. I keep saying I'm going to get some YouTube shorts, more YouTube shorts on there, and more content, but I'm still trying to get to it. I've been more focusing on the live streams lately because it's been important. So Yeah, that's been my main monetized channel for almost 3 years now. This channel here has been around for, um, well, my main channel's been around for 4 years. Been monetized for 3 of those years. This channel, Coach Eli 2, which used to be called Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams, it changed to Authentic when I got monetized 3 months ago. This channel's been around for 3.5 years, and now it's been monetized for about 3 months, maybe a little more than 3 months. My lady and I started creating content out here several months back, earlier on this year, and she shared her stories, and everyone's been witnessing her amazing transformation from certain things she's been through to where she's at now. And it's been incredible to watch, and I'm just so proud of her. So yeah, it's a little of the back history there. You told me to remind you about the gimbal. Well, not yet. It's not going to be till after the new year. I haven't forgotten about the gimbal. And based on you saying that, I have an idea of who you are, because you've mentioned this in the past, but I'm not going to say who I think you are. But it's all good, Ricardo. Lots of love, bro. Let's see here. Enjoyed the walk and positive talk. I needed that tonight. Hey, before we go, Mr. Unknown. Mr. Unknown, tell me about, tell me what you enjoyed about it, and why did you need this, man? I appreciate it, man. This is real content. Well, thank you, bro. That's what you do too. I'll say this, man. It's like, look, the funny thing is this. I don't hate any of these people. Even this wisdom. Dude, listen, I'll just talk to you directly. I don't care. Right? Like, I think there are so many better things, dude, you can create. That, would get you more recognized. I don't think wisdom is a dumb dude. I think he's a young and experienced guy that actually, is not afraid to debate people. So you've got debating skills, wisdom. It's just what you talk about makes no sense. And maybe you realize that it makes no sense, but maybe because of the people you associate with, where their content makes no sense, and they make money because of nonsense content, maybe that's what you're trying to create. But I honestly think, wisdom, you're a lot smarter than you're coming off. And maybe if you just stopped attacking people and started to, be a more reasonable person, and do actual content on your own, where you actually do some actual critiquing and commentary, you could be somebody great. You're in your early 20s, bro. I didn't start doing podcasting and all this until probably my late 20s, early 30s. You got a 10-year jump on me, dude. I wish I had 10 extra years of experience doing what I do. I wish I would have started doing this at your age. Mr. Unknown says to get away from negative people and do better content. That's nice to hear, bro. Autism Mom of 2. Hello, everyone. Hello, Autism Mom of 2. Holly's Huntings and Happenings. Hello, Autism Mom of 2. Ricardo says, I got to drive. Stuff closes early on Sundays. Good night. I'll be listening in still. Wait, huh? Okay, then. LMAO. Holly says, at Ricardo, have a good night. Hey, at Holly, how are you? Says Autism Mom of 2. Folks, thank you. We've got 21 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out on your community tab. Share it out on social media. I'll tell you this, folks. I'm doing whatever I can, and so is my lady, to make YouTube a better place. This is day 13 of the Life-Changing Positivity Challenge, and I will tell you this. I did not expect this to have even the traction it's getting. I'm not saying we're getting a lot of traction, but we've been getting some pretty good turnouts, to the positivity. I think there are a lot of people out here that are just really tired of negative bullshit. Especially people, in their 30s and 40s and 50s that have been sucked into this endless vortex of darkness and drama out here. They want to get away from it. They want to hang around with more reasonable people where they can actually have conversations and still use critical thought to critique something, but to do it in a reasonable way. where if you disagree with somebody, you disagree respectfully. Hey, I don't agree with what everyone says, but I'll disagree respectfully. Hey, dude, you know what? I understand where you're coming from, but dude, I disagree, man. I just feel differently about it. But hey, dude, you're entitled to your opinion. I respect that. I just feel differently. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's what people are craving more of, which is what I'm trying to say. People want to be able to discuss certain topics and certain issues without feeling that they're going to be attacked. They fear being attacked out here, right? People want to feel like if they're disagreed with, that the people that disagree are going to disagree respectfully, and that's what I'm preaching here. That's what I'm trying to help people learn and get better at. All right. As we're going to wrap things up here today at 96 minutes, 1 hour and 36 minutes. Thank you to everyone for being here. Too many people to mention. I love you all. Thanks again, Scotty, for the $5 super chat. I'll see you all in a little over a few hours or so, with or without my lady, for a brief 60 to 90 minute nightcap from the studio. More positivity to come. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.